succeeded. I think that
On behalf of the Department of Plant Science, it is my great pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor Dr. Akira Sakai to present a special seminar in very interesting topics on development of biopreservation of tropical plant germplasm and future prospects. Dr. Sakai, he graduated in zoology from Hokkaido University in 1944, and he started plant hardiness research in 1953, and in 1956 to 1958, he succeeded in biopreservation of woody plants in liquid nitrogen. In 1983, he retired from Hokkaido University. At that time, he is 63 years old. And immediately after that, he went to the United States as a visiting professor in Oregon State University and Washington University. And in 1987, he started vitrification method. And in 1990, he succeeded in using PVS2 solution for biopreservations. Everybody give him the name of the father of vitrification methods. Even though after he retired, there are about 40 international papers that he's one of the authors in that. Dr. Sakai, please.
Thank you very much. Dr. Sakai, thank you very much for your introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here to return, I think 3 years interval. So I'm very happy now that the Thammasiri lab tissue culture Prof is operating very actively. About 5 days ago, I am waiting in the Osaka International Airport. Some lady, group tour said, where are you going? I am going to Thailand with myself. Not group tour, you are with myself? Yes. Can you speak English? I can speak not good. Really? Look like you are 75 and nearly 80 years old. Can you speak English? Unbelievable. Anyway, I have no opportunity to speak English in my house. I have no laboratory. Also no meeting box. Now, fortunately, I have now still about 3 research collaborators in Japan. This is local station, not a university, not big university, only local station now. Anyway, about 12 years ago, I started volunteer activity. This is development of the crop preservation procedure. Meaning we are now enjoying now. First slide, please. First slide. Thank you very much, sir. I am enjoying. 2 months ago, we celebrated.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Next slide. Push it.
This one.
This. Yes.
This one. Okay. 2 months ago, I celebrated 81 years old. Now I am 76 now. You know, I have no laboratory. Only I am staying in my house with my wife now. So now I'm enjoying the communicate with international, many friends of the international with computer, email, something like. Every day I am in my house. But now, every year we publish the 2 or 5 English paper international journal now. Every year I was invited to the International Congress, this guest speaker. Last year, San Diego in vitro biology. Also 2 years ago, Marseille, crab biology. This year, Helsinki, plant called Hans. Anyhow, we are enjoying. But now I have no opportunity to speak in Japan. So you should understand my Japanese English. Now, I graduate, I retire Hokkaido University. This is very famous low temperature science, Hokkaido University. Main objective is the snow and ice freezing problem of the plant material. Also, plant called harness adaptation, snow avalanche sea ice engine. Very famous research institute. I studied in this research institute fundamental problem of freezing phenomena about 18 years. So 1983 I retired Hokkaido University. Thereafter, now we are also in floriculture. So I enjoy the flower in my small garden now. Okay, much younger, 63 years ago, much younger. I retired immediately before retire. I enjoy about 100 different roses, so I invited many foreign guest speakers in our research institute, and we are enjoying the flowering, my small garden. So now invited after retire Hokkaido University. This is the USDA Colonel General Repository, Oregon State University. Now mainly the mint, hops, and the strawberry, also many repository. In United States, I think 4 or 5. This is basically propagated fruit tree, and now during staying in Oregon State University, I was invited many universities in the United States and Canada also. I invited this is a seed lab that I explained. This is Colorado, very famous seed lab, Colorado. This is the opening ceremony of the tissue culture lab, the 12. Both the root, the sound, seed preservation specialists. Now I enjoy the several time. Anyway, cryopreservation is now enormous potential for long-term storage plant germplasm with minimum space and maintenance. Now, as you know, genetic diversity has become very important internationally. This is potato. As you know, this is originated South America. Genetic diversity. So now cryopreservation is provided secure method. This is cryopreservation. This is endangered species Australia. Kings Park. This is West Australia. Western University Pass. Now the Kanchit, now in Colorado postdoc, now advancing cryopreservation of endangered many flowers woody plant. Now Australia advancing cryopreservation, endangered rare species in the case of catastrophe. Now 5 years ago, look like I think, do you know? We are both now. This international congress will be held in the Malaysia. In vitro conservation of in vitro plant with genetic diversity. This will be held in Kuala Lumpur 5 years ago, 1995. At that time, many Southern Africa, also the South Asian countries joined. We also invited Dr. Pass, is a potato specialist in England, but Dr. Engelman, this is IPPGRI, this team, preservation Malaysia, the C, Dr. Lee Oregon, Dr. Norm, she is a university National University Malaysia now. Anyway, this international workshop stimulate, accelerate the conservation of individual plant in South Asian countries. 3 years ago, international workshop was held in Tsukuba. This is incorporation of the IPPR ZIRCA. This is preservation of tropical plant now. So this workshop, my associate Dr. Hirai explained our feature of this. This was demonstrated. Dr. Benjamin, Dr. Raka, this is cassava, HIT, Belgium, South America, Mandela, England. This is right for the very smart lady. He's Netherlands. Anyway, before talking about the preservation, I will to explain this is very important. Young generation, this is integrated strategy of conservation of plant-genetic resources. As you may know, conservation of the plant-genetic resource divided two different categories: in situ conservation, ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, this is mainly conservation of plant-genetic natural species. That objective is genetic diversity, conservation, genetic diversity, ecological process, also evolutionary capacity. So thus, this is conservation mainly natural species, conserve the natural habitat, conserve the forest, national park. Their objective is the protection and management. I think most of the medicinal plant also forestry is very important. Now, it's conservation. This is isolated from the natural habitat and conserving the artificial bank. So, most important conservation is a seed bank. As you know, seed bank is most important. But the calystrant seed, the tropical plant, also vegetative propagated plant, very difficult to conserve in the form of the seed. The additional option is vegetative propagated crops. And the calystrant tropical seed conserved in the fetal bank or in visual conservation. This is short-term storage. Long-term storage, better explained. This is plant preservation. Usually, -150, -196 degrees centigrade. Objective is the conservation. This is conservation of agriculture. For the culture, very valuable species of cultivar for future generation, for future need. Okay. Now, about several years ago, I invited this is Borneo University, Kuching. This is conserved the forest. I think many medicinal plants conserved in the natural habitat. This is United States, Geneva, near Cornell University, New York State. This is field in bank. 1,500 different species of cultivar all over the world now conserved in the beetle, grape. This is apple, my friend Hossein, curator. Now this kind of in Oregon also. This is Geneva. However, this kind of in bank problem is high cost of labor cost. Also maintaining very high cost. Also sometimes temperature cool down -40 degrees centigrade. So very variable germplasm erosion is a problem. Thus, this germplasm repository also now later explain about 1,300 species winter, but are conserved, preserved now, advancing United States and Canada, especially this Geneva, upland grape now, conserved and recognized, let I explain. Now this is banana, this is Indonesia, Bogor. I visited R&D Research Institute, Bogor, mango, this field is in bank. Now this is also the Bogor R&D Research Institute. Now my friend Dr. Mahabari graduated University of Minnesota. Now advanced somatic embryo, many tropical woody plants. All are regions somatic embryo now, but not succeeded to try the crop preservation. Now this is sea bank in Colorado. Most of the rice feed and very normal seed, this is tolerate dehydration, water pumped and about 10%, okay. This material can easily stored, be also minus 20 or minus 30 cold roof now. Also this collection, long-term storage, this is recognized in town. This is 100 feet, the paper phase. This is liquid paper phase, conserved long term. This is preservation of the seed, but tropical plant very difficult. Now this is a recalcitrant seed. So now Malaysia, many people trying recalcitrant seed. Now succeed only a limited number of the species, about 10% of the tropical rainforest preserved, but very difficult now. Now, Dr. Madalina advancing, but now very difficult now. I think succeeded. This is right. This is succeeded, but very difficult. Now, Malaysia done more recently, especially within 1 or 2 years, greater advancing the individual culture of forestry. Also, medicine plant cooperation with the German company, 2 or 3 companies. So, greater advance in individual culture, but no, not try the preservation in future, very important material. I think in this tissue culture, cream bed, tree bed about 20. Many people trying about 50% now, especially trying tissue culture now. So I think tissue culture, I think most advanced in Malaysia, forestry now, or individual culture. Most of the very famous forestry, many also the medicinal plant advancing, also somatic embryo. Now, crop preservation is a long-term storage at minus 150 or 90 degrees centigrade. As you know, this is a safe and cost-effective option for long-term conservation. However, the problem is availability of safe and efficient and cost-effective clouding protocol. This is most important now. So now, to make understanding easier, I would like to the self-freezing. Now, this is my near house, separated very famous snowing area when the Orange Bowl held in 1991. Also very snow area. This year, very cold, nearly every morning, minus 12, minus 14 degrees centigrade. Daytime also, minus 5. So most of the trees are remaining frozen instead of wintering. So in my small garden now, this is all rhododendron now, this flower, all the frozen state that are extracellular freezing. Now frozen state, rhododendron, very hardy, can survive freezing by 20 minus 30 degrees centigrade. From the cold area, plant over winter and the frozen state. So, key problem is how to tolerate resist freezing in plant cell. So this is, I think about 2 years ago I presented the same slide. Now this slide is very important now. This is cell freezing. This E cell can survive freezing, slow freezing minus 30 degrees centigrade. However, if cooled very rapidly, you can find many ice crystal inside the cell. We say this is intracellular freezing, not intercellular form. This is intercellular freezing. However, if all cells were killed, however, if cooled very slowly, ice form outside the cell wall, and the cell gradually dehydrate, cell shrink. So many plants over winter in a very cold area, extracellular freezing. Now this is typical extracellular freezing. This is carrot culture cell. Without this is not only oil, no water. This is culture cell. Cool down to minus 65. At that time we touch the ice. So ice segregation procedure, water dehydrated and from this ice. Inside the cell, much higher vapor pressure than after the ice at the same temperature. So to equilibrium osmotically. So high chemical potential, low chemical potential, water gradually migrate and dehydrate. This is freeze-induced dehydration. In our laboratory, I think so operator program freezer. In it, freezing process, water gradually dehydrates slowly in the cell to outside. This is typical extracellular freezing. But most of the hardy cells can survive this extracellular freezing minus 20 or minus 30 degrees centigrade. So, 1956, I made some experiment, very hardy winter twig. This is mulberry vertical tissue. This is cooled down slowly from state, minus 5, 10, 20, 30. So, gradually temperature decrease, water gradually dehydrated outside, extracellular freezing procedure, freezing dehydrate. So, we tried pre-frozen minus 30 degrees centigrade, extracellular freezing. Thereafter, immediately nitrogen. Thereafter, ion very rapidly. Also, very slow warming. In it, pre-frozen minus 20 degrees centigrade. Thereafter, immediately nitrogen. Even ion very rapidly or slowly. All cells remain alive. However, minus 10 degrees, this is partially dehydrated. Thereafter, immediately nitrogen. Red line, this is ion very rapidly. 30 degree water, 100% remain alive. But however, if you very slowly, only 20% remain alive. Most of the cells were killed during warming process. We confirmed for sure that this temperature, minus 30, minus 40 degrees centigrade, pre-frozen minus 10, thereafter immediately nitrogen, slow warming. Most of the cells were killed this temperature range. In it, we made I get information. Very hardy with the ticket is about 10 centimeter radius wheel. Diameter 0.7 centimeter, this wheel twig. Pre-frozen minus 30 degrees overnight. Thereafter, immediately nitrogen, given very store 1 year. Thereafter, given very slowly and planted in soil, normal shoot formation, normal rooted. This is what the experiment of plant preservation. 1956, this paper published later, 1960 in Nature. So I opened the door, crop preservation for the first time, succeeded. Freezing dehydrated after immediately nitrogen, then planted the regional plant. This is the first experiment of crop preservation. Now, freezing dehydrate minus 30 degrees. Most of the water dehydrated outside. imaginary ignite, let I express this picture, no pixel. My friend Dr. Fujikawa confirmed this electron micrograph of the pitching operator now. No pixelization. So this means visual. So fluorescence minus 30 of the imaginary ignite store 1 year. No pixelization, this is visual. Now, 10 years later, I made another experiment, actually very important, United Canada. So, winter bath can survive minus 40 degrees centigrade. So, slow cool minus 40, thereafter imaginary nitrogen. 1 year, store, thereafter glass paper. No one should formation. So, this free-induced dehydration method now applied in United States and Canada, especially Geneva now advanced 1,300 different apple species, also cherry. Now advancing in the Oregon, this is the pines now advancing now to preserve this free-induced dehydration method. So this free-induced dehydration also very valuable. Now, I like to explain the crop preservation, success of crop preservation. Our goal is to recognize the temperature that after regenerate the plant. This is our goal. As mentioned above, if cell and bud accumulation that the plant recognize this intercellular phenomenon occur very dangerous. So it is essential dehydrate. There are 3 dehydrate procedures as mentioned above. Seed, tolerant seed, air ground, air desiccation. The next procedure is dehydration, like the apple in the back. The third procedure, this is osmotic dehydration. Highly concentrated solution easily osmotically dehydrated from the cell. So this is visualization. Now, after returning, this is 1987. After returning, I was invited to University of the United States of Canada. But no one tried a visualization method, very simple procedure. So after returning, I have nothing to do. So I decided, I asked the government, very deep after retirement, project money now. I have no laboratory, no money. But now I wanted to, with myself, develop to simplify the visualization method. So I asked my good friend Hiroshima, this is Citrus Research Institute, Kobayashi. It takes about Sapporo to Hiroshima 2 hour flight, but several times I visited the laboratory and started with myself. This is, I think, visualization method. We are now serving the Indian. We tried over half year. Thereafter, fortunately, we succeeded visualization method. Now, we found half year later, I create the solution, 30% glycerol, 15% ethylene glycol, 15% DMSO, these are the image solution. We combined about 50 or 60 different combinations. Thereafter, finally, I found this solution is very effective now. So I have this previous solution, no meaning to any plant visualization solution. This is the gas transition temperature I explained. Any minus 33 degrees, the melting point. So, anyway, in Hiroshima, Citrus Research Institute, this is the Nucera cell nephrorin, is the regional plant. This Nucera cell treated visualization solution only 2 minutes room temperature imaginary night. This is FDA stage. 90% remain non-harm and already easily regenerated. So we succeeded with education. This is the cell level already. Also, I succeeded several already speeches. So we presented a paper 1990, visualization method using PBS solution. This is 1990. So I presented annual meeting of preservation of Binghamton New York State University. I presented visualization method. At that time, my good friend of France, Dr. Dultura, also presented encapsulation dehydration technique. My good friend now, sorry now, he died about 8 years ago. This is now. Now I like to explain the concept of the vitrification. Now, as we know, there are two types of liquid solid phase transition. In the dilute solution, easy initiate fusion. This is a liquid solid ice crystal phase transition. This is we say freezing phenomena. This is crystal. Another phase transition is a liquid to the solid. Amorphous glass, but this is also solid now. This is crystal. This is not crystal, amorphous glass, while avoiding crystallization. Not crystal, amorphous. However, pure water very but the picture, however, glycerol, ethylene glycol, sucrose being highly concentrated solution, easily visualized. Visualization. This physical process can be defined as liquid to solid phase transition at the glass transition temperature is determined each solute, each concentration, while avoiding crystallization, no crystallization. This is visualization. So highly concentrated solution is called rapid. This is bitter, no crystallization occurs. So this visualization is the effective procedure maintaining viability of hydrated cell analysis, hydrated cell analysis in liquid nitrogen. This is visualization. Okay. So this is a previous solution, 7.8 molar solution. This is a room temperature liquid nitrogen, no crystallization occurs. However, dilute solution, imagine liquid nitrogen, this is crystallization. Also, this visualize is called very slow warming process. This is including the water in previous solution. Initiate freezing and crystallization occurs. So usually we use prevent this kind of slow warming process crystallization. We rapidly evolve to prevent this crystallization. Now this is previous solution. This is previous solution. Melting point about 36. This is melting point. So it's called very slow. About 80 degrees per minute curve is super cool. This is a liquid phase. This is solid phase. Glass. This is super cool liquid. In a cool down, no crystallization process and minus 115 degrees Celsius. This is glass transition temperature. This solution. This is endosperm. During warming process, glass change liquid. They are into the water. This is exosome, the freezing occurs, and this is melting. However, this crystallization during slow warming process, this is 10 degrees per minute, so very slow warming process. Visualized solution, this is crystallization occurs. So rapidly warming, ignite to rapid warming about 30 degrees centigrade. Now, this is very important Rasmussen Roye. Many people say phase or pioneer, but no. Very important person is Dr. Roy, my good friend, Madison University, Madison now. is a pioneering of the visualization phenomena of the Laurier, Rasmussen Laurier. This is a concentration of glycerol solutions. This is PM. As you may know, solution gradually increase the concentration, gradually decrease the freezing point temperature. Like the salt solution also increase the concentration, then freezing point gradually decrease. Okay? TG, this is the transition temperature. TH curve, this is homogeneous diffusion temperature. That means this water, pure water minus 40, is colder than minus 10. Anytime freezing occur, minus 40. Spontaneous isonuclear form and freezing occur. 20% glycerol solution is cooled down minus 42. Anytime freezing occur, so this time initiate of freezing occur, different concentration. So is 20% solution, room temperature to emerge minus 130 degrees centigrade. Anytime freezing occur, dilute the solution below this temperature. So very difficult to visualize. However, this concentration, this curve, pH curve, TG curve intersect this concentration about 60% glycerol solution. Room temperature emerge ignited. No pH curve, so this is easily visualized. As mentioned in previous solution, ignited, ignited. No precisely. It's a glass. Okay? However, more diluted solution, for example, 40%, also visualized. However, during warming process, TD count, during warming process, precisely proceed. Freezing due to dehydration, as mentioned above, gradually cool down minus 30 to minus 40. Cell water dehydrated, gradually concentrated and rich. I think minus 30, minus 40, reach this concentration. So easier for inorganic matter, this is freezing to dehydrate and concentrate the cell solution and reach this concentration in inorganic matter. Visualization procedure without freezing to dehydration. We dehydrate osmotically highly concentrated previous solution, dehydrate room temperature. Thereafter, the parent is ignited and visualized. However, this is freezing to dehydration, reach minus 30, reach this concentration, not an ignited. So, visualization, the principle is that we are freezing to dehydrate, not freezing to we use the previous solution. This is 7.8 molar solution. So, osmotically very high concentration. So, dehydrate again makes the cell dehydrate this highly concentrated solution. Thereafter, inorganic ignited and visualize. However, if cell medicine, for example, directly turn to this solution injured. So, it is essential to how to increase the osmotolerance, dehydration tolerance. This is very important. We, about 10 years ago, we found 2 molar glycerol plus 0.4 molar sugar very effective to increase the osmotolerance. So we say that the medicine treated this solution 20 minutes. Thereafter, substitute dehydrate high concentration and dehydrate beach high. Okay, this is asparagus suspension culture cell. This is cell. If this cell treated directly, this could be a solution of this solution in a high concentration, injured, but treated with 2 molar glycerol plus 0.1 molar sugar over 20 minutes. Cell of plasma, glycerol sugar do not penetrate into cytosol. Only water dehydrate, so cell shrink and plasma. Thereafter, dehydrate inorganic nitrogen. Most of the cells remain alive. This is the FDA stain, ADS treatment. Thereafter, dehydrate. 80-90% remain alive. So, vision the plant. Now, this is freezing dehydration. After marriage or culture cell treated can survive freezing, so well protected. increase of signal tolerance, gradually gain so something like the total freedom gradually cool down slowly minus second to minus 40 degrees centigrade. It takes about one day something like very complicated and consuming procedure. Also program freedom very expensive now. So this program freedom cool down freedom into the hydrogen, they are maintaining nitrogen, they are like warming. But the new procedure we presented the visualization method. This is non-freezing temperature. Most of the freezable water in the cell or academic dehydrate highly concentrated visualization solution to this solution room temperature. Thereafter directly parametric analysis. So eliminate this kind of procedure. Also, another procedure is that we will present encapsulated dehydrated laminar flow channel. This is the procedure, eliminate this kind of complicated procedure, also simpler procedure. Also very interesting is that this new procedure applicable to torta plant. Torta plant cannot survive food very difficult in the dehydration. But this procedure excluding freedom of phenomenon, so even the torta plant can be applicable this procedure. So anyway, the problem is dehydrate osmotically, not dehydration. Room temperature, they are after imagining and eating by the other rapid warming and washing with solution. And now our procedure examination. This is usually pre-culture 0.3 molar for 16 hours. During pre-culture, sucrose accumulate in the academic. Also, under the source condition, increase the protein, some protein increase. However, after pre-culture alone, after pre-culture, is dehydrated solution, most of the medicine was killed. So it is essential after also protection to molar glycerol plus 0.1 molar sucrose or 25 degrees Celsius. This is an essential step to increase osmotolerance. Thereafter, successfully dehydrated solution, thereafter inorganic nitrogen. So the same thing here. This is our procedure. Pre-culture 0.3 molar sucrose. Thereafter, loading treatment or 2 molar glycerol plus 0.3 molar sucrose. Increase osmotolerance. Thereafter, dehydrated highly concentrated solution. Put this solution not penetrate in the cytosol. This is only dehydration agent. Okay. Anyway, key step is the dehydration step. We usually 2 steps. This is the loading treatment, partial dehydrated osmotic, thereafter successful dehydrated. Cell volume gradually decrease. If Fourier solution penetrate, this is gradually increase, but still remaining decreased, concentrated, thereafter inorganic nitrogen. So key step is we are using a loading step. Partial dehydrated, successfully osmotic dehydrated sufficiently, also optimal exposure, like extent is most important. Also some sensitive material treated dehydrated 0 degrees Celsius. Any sufficiently dehydrated medicine. Usually we refer to about 0.5 milliliter to this solution, about 10 academic cooling rate not rapid. This is about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling warming is more important now. It's dehydrated. So now I will do explain academic. Academic after the result, initiate hormonal regrowth should be formation directly initiate this medicine. As you may know, this is academic, we have genetic stability by free also the easily micropropagated clonal propagation very easily. All the most important thing is that this area means this is a homogeneous population of small actively dividing cells with little vacuolation. Not vacuolation, also high rate of cytoplasm, nuclear substance. That this organism have potential to produce high dehydrogen in the tropical plant. So we are using the excellent candidate for preservation. The reason is easily produce high level of osmotolerance. The second is the stability. That's how this is micropropagation potential. Now, this is also very important exposure time. Exposure time to this solution optimized. Many people trying for the visualization may not succeed because this is not follow this kind of the exposure time. Arbitrarily select only 10 minutes, but no succeed now. Anyway, this is treated contract, you may know. This is a room temperature dehydrated. Thereafter, emergency can destroy and reorder. I don't need a survivor if sufficient dehydrated. If this timing is not sufficient dehydrated, so totally recognize the interception occur. But if subject over 20 or 30 meters, this is overexposure to create solution. So optimize is most important. However, this optimal exposure time is cycle dependent. Even the 1 millimeter size, this is specific now. Cassava, it takes about 1 hour. But this material is a white clover, only 5 meters, 25, also the 0.20 minutes. Anyway, this is specific. So it is necessary fine-tuning, preliminary experiment most important. So this is a reason many European people don't want this kind of experiment. It takes about, I think this experiment about, we use about 10 minutes, 10 medicine. It takes about 70 or 80. Also, visualize this 100, so total about 150. Uniform material is necessary. Now, successfully visualize medicine. This is by the profile is only to be a solution. This is the plant, this is the hydrochloride with the transformation, dark tissue formation. This is about 90% recovery growth now. Now, this is our procedure we using advanced temperature material, but Dr. Singh from Beto now, 1995, he was staying in the Jilkas, Okinawa. He stayed about 2 years. Dr. Sakai asked me to present the center and demonstrate we did not succeed in the thorough preservation. So I presented at that time Dr. Singh. Fortunately, I met Dr. Singh. He's an excellent researcher. Now, 1 month later, he called me, I succeeded thorough 70% recovery procedure. Thereafter, he succeeded many tropical monocots, like the banana species, taro, tropical banana, orchid, also symbidium, also now he succeeded pineapple. Total of 25 different species, all succeeded. Average about 70-80% recovery growth. So I recommend that she has no English paper, but I recommend Kobe University, Dr. Yasuda. It's an excellent research. So now his paper was accepted after getting Dr. Rita to Vietnam. She is very happy now. Maybe he is paid away from preservation from the plant by visualization method. Just completely the same with no modify. So this means that even the tropical plant is preserved. Now I started 1988, I started with physiological method. Also, this physiological procedure applied about 14 our graduate research. Not only the template woody plant approach, moderate, more recently, also herbage plant, potato more recently, also 14 species, also template material. Now this procedure succeeded, I extend the Kasab University. This generation succeed now 10 species of cultivar. Now this is papaya, somatic embryo. This is also the same procedure, it is preserved. Now this is cassava. Cassava University first succeeded in the preservation physiological method, tropical plant now. Now I think this is very beautiful without any loading treatment. This loading treatment, I think 80 or 90% recovery will complete the same procedure. Now he is not trying about 12. Cultivar also succeeded now. Maybe within this year, he succeeded 20 or 30 species cultivar. Now he paper, now one paper published, and now with this, I think this within this year, 2 paper will be submitted to international journal. Now, Dr. Hirai and Matsumoto tried nose detection of birth, the rapid method. Dr. Hirai tried about 150 primers. Not in your car. This is control, this is treated control, previous some physical preservation. I think no change of car, no change of car. He tried 140. Also the Germany, the hardening trying no detection of car after car preservation. Now this is encapsulated medicine now. Diameter, ultimate diameter about usually 4 or 5 millimeter, maybe 1 millimeter. So this is encapsulated, dehydrated, usually treated with the dehydrated 0.8 parasitic. My good friend Dr. Gudura method about 1 day. But another method is we are treating pituitary method. Treated with a solution, loading solution, tumor abuse, about 20 minutes, 1 hour. Thereafter, dehydrate or modify it very 2 or 3 hours. If you run the program 8 hours, usually 8 hours, 6 hours, all the very fluctuate, but injection, pituitary method, also this injection pituitary method, this is Japanese horseradish. I think the 90% completely recovery growth now. Now, 1995, 5 years ago, meeting in Kyoto University at that time. Last year, we met at Osaka University. Dr. Dr. Nino is around now in Tsukuba. This is Matsumoto and Nino, okay? 5 years ago, Dr. Cobra get took a degree more recently to Osaka University, he get Kobe University, he goes to University, he get Dr. Namon-sama also trying Dr. Hideta, he is the associate professor, continue horseradish. I think try here hard work with the researcher, but now survivor only maximum 40%. So I suggest if you try 1.5 more any glycerol plus sugar combination very better. So she tried. Usually we use 2 more glycerol plus 0.1 more sugar. He tried 1.5 more. Glycerol plus 0.1 more sugar. Survivor 42, jumped up 95%, he succeeded. So I recommend he drafted the transfer report. A paper was drafted. Thereafter, we get to look at we are not very happy now. If tried only 0.8 it's very difficult. But if improve glycerol, rapidly increase. Now, this is the CIFAS group got seen by chance here at Hokkaido Algata Research Center, but it's shown about 3 months in the post Takami now. Now I visit the other transfer. Now Dr. Hirai still Dr. Singh working the midnight every day very actively. So now Hirai stimulate. So after return he started about 4 years ago, Hokkaido. So she's a very important person now. Anyway, we started again 1988 with myself, Dr. Kobayashi Laboratory, and set up the 2D solution visualization principle. Thereafter, many young researchers wanted to join us at first. Dr. Muramami, Yamada, Dr. Nino, Komura, Nishidawa, also Matsumoto, Shirata, Frank Vitaki Frank, Takagi, Jitka from the scene of the Hirana get a doctor degree. Any of the either person get a degree, this is Robert Stevens. So this is not only practice, we succeeded 150. But also very important thing is how to training the human resources. Now, natural resources is also very important, but the most important is, I think, the training program of researcher. So human resources is most important. So we succeeded, probably not only probably, but also about 80% of our collaborators get the doctor degree. So at the part they are trying presented the 205 paper international journal. Thereafter, they wanted to present the international conference paper, poster. Thereafter, they tried the doctor degree and succeeded. So now, Dr. Hirai also last year, I don't remain 1 or 2 now. So I am also fortunately succeeded training program how to explore their potentiality. I think many young people have the potentiality, good ability to explore. In the potentiality, so how to explore their ability. This is training program. So before retirement, I get a training program called on the program about 15%. Now after retirement, I think about 1988, about 10% now get doctor degree. So we published about 10 years English paper, 40 English paper published now. Fortunately now, Dr. Hirai, also Dr. Matsumoto, also me now, we are covering the research. This is the reason we are now publishing each year. We enjoy my body life. So, this is the most important problem. Many people trying our physiological procedure, European people, American people, but very difficult to succeed. Who are the many people follow our physiological method to be solution, it is the same, but now probably is most important. Except academic employed for application by physiology. Even the visualization or any procedure in the hygiene also must be the optimal state. This is most important. Material is most important now. Material and then procedure, right procedure. So I can measure the optimal condition. This is easily acquisition, increase of a high level of phosphotolerance to the solution. Also, production, vigorous recovery growth. our objective, the recovery group, was important. However, not adhere to the material, very difficult. Only adhere to the material, acquisition high level of osmotic problem and recovery growth. So key problem is how to produce a large number of uniform. This is most important. Uniform material, sometimes 10% recovery growth, sometimes 90%, sometimes 50%, very fragile. So many people don't want to continue the research now. This is the reason. So uniform material, also additive level. This means additive means acquisition of high level of osmotic tolerance or the production of the recovery growth. This is most important. So quality control of excellent action principle, very, very important, but no one knows. So Dr. Akira tried very simple procedure. Okay, this is a mint. This is about 5 millimeter nodal segment of mints. Okay, this have a pair of leaves. But culture, this is a very small little tissue, diameter about 11 centimeter. Very highly concentrated. Okay, under right condition, about 1 or 10 days later, Akira developed key to this academic is easily dissect also the recovery growth about 90%. He succeeded. This is a petrolysis tissue. I forget sometimes it's not petrolysis. So about 100 reply. So about 10 days. This is very uniform material. He succeeded at the first. Means thereafter he tried the same procedure, potato. He succeeded 14 species cultivar and Chinese on the same. So he now succeeds 34 different species cultivar. The same procedure depends on the material. It is the same principle. This is micropropagation protocol. This protocol is highly developed, highly estimated international now. 2 paper published, 2 paper, and very important now. Now, for preservation of temperate material, highly significant advance. However, probably is a tropical wild species because research has much advance because of this because of the comparatively limited level of research activity made at improving the conservation procedure. However, various technical approach can be explored to improve the efficiency and to increase the applicability. This is most important, provided the tissue culture protocol such as activation and somatic embryo culture sufficient operation for the species. This is most important. Dr. Hirai, this is one of the case. So without this kind of the quality control of academics, very difficult advanced preservation. This was most important in a simple process. So this kind of the micropropagated material, cell size, also the size near the uniform, physiological status near the same, also the responsive of the cardiac function the same. Now, Dr. Kastada University trains also follow principle, the same procedure, but different depend on the cassava. He succeeded now can this reason he follow modify this individual culture protocol. This reason she succeeded 10 or 12 more, maybe within this year he succeeded 30-40, the same procedure. Now, this is Hirai, cassava encapsulates the same procedure. She encapsulates the after, not the dehydration. Rather for very low level survival. So he is also protected molar glycerol plus 0.1 molar super about 1 hour, 2 hours. Thereafter, dehydrated PS solution at 0 to 3 hour, 2 hours. And thereafter, P is really completely developed normal shoe. I think recovery was about 80, average of 70 or 80%. Now see the procedure. Dr. Hirai, this is a cassava, modal semen culture. Thereafter about 10 days later, Excel medicine, encapsulated and treated very solution. And to be dehydrated, they are very much nitrogen. It's actually 35 different species cultivars. Even the cassava tropical plant, the same procedure. So I think the culture system in vitro micropropaggation system is most important. Now, fortunately, we started crop preservation in 1956. Very hard widow trick. Now crop preservation is greatly advancing. I think the hardy wood like apple, that is 130 different species culture much more. We have the method in our procedure, also the convert, everything suspension mass. This is the Delta method. This is throwing method in using this zinc suspension mass. Now has already comes out 10,000 different genotype of corn are now preserved in the national Germany, Europe, Australia, Canada, any. Now this chronological program very important in future. Increase of biomass on our earth, also improvement of the holistic, not greatly advancing. These are also crop preservation. African medicine, we are now succeed 150, and now nearly every year the increase of the successful crop preservation. Now, also now, potato in the South America, and fish irrigation, succeeded now 300 species cultivar. Very difficult induction dehydration procedure only the international is using visual method. Our method was the Thomas method using ethylene glycol. Also the endangered species are advancing in many countries, New Zealand, especially Australia, West Australia, United States. It's very important in the case of the catastrophe. Also now, even in tropical origin plant now. So I hope young generation you have the ability, excellent ability, so you should challenge this crop preservation for future generation, also for future fuel. Now, I'm 81 years old, but now still I want to continue studying tropical plant now, more CO5 very possible. I am now, have still now dream the next objective now. So thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any question?
So this is the last slide for the last.
This one? Also, very important thing is that I think the innovation, research is the originality most important. Creativity is most important. Originality very important. You have many priority. Also priority, originality, creativity is most important. Research now. You have different character ability now. So innovation is the most important. The first step of innovation is look different direction. This means different direction. So if maintaining the same direction very difficult to find the good idea, you should consider with yourself now. Also sometimes unusual direction. This means innovation is the first step is observe, look, different, abnormal direction.
Let me ask you
Another one?
the third from the last, I think, show the text and apple.
Apple.
I did fruit cards and food. Let's say again, that's nice. No, just reverse the last. The first two categories, can you use beautification?
No, I think become material. I think it's very easy procedure. Our winter fruit tree only does it apple and graft. Very easy procedure. I think the simpler procedure best one. So not only visualization, become material. I think it's very easy method now. Only I think 100, 1,000, 2,000 apricots very easily collected in winter season. They are the plastic bag. Storing thereafter, dehydrate minus 30.8 degrees centigrade, thereafter imagine and graft. So winter has material very easy, but now tropical plant can supply freedom very difficult now.
And refreezing, do you need to use slow freezing or just tender?
Yes,
Slow freezing.
slow freezing minus 30 to minus 40. Up to minus 40 is essential. Minus 40. So it takes much time. So when you are then suspend your culture cell, this is very easy. Program freezer minus 30 to minus nitrogen. I think advanced 10,000 and 1,300 different in the national and national observation now. So future problem is the program. I hope you expect your research advanced now. Tropical plant can survive freezing, but even the practice will be recognized. The international. So I think tropical plant have many potentiality for the utilization. What is also very important for culture and I have semester now. Hopefully semester is slowing down, but now your young people now have the originality, good idea. I think you should try.
There's one question from student.
I think patient is very important, also priority, also most important, dream and passion is the most important. Passion, objective, and I think the patient also very practice the very patient now.
So the question is, why do you choose DMSO, PEG, and Crisolo to use in the PVS solution? Why do you use this? free chemicals?
I am no minimum. Only with the combination, less injurious, or very easily dehydrated. No reason now, more and more. So easily modify. Delete of the exchange the SM glycol glycerol concentration, okay. Not important now. Then do not penetrate the cytosol. So then is not important now. Easily exchange the SM glycol via trimer. Then this is non-injurious, very easily dehydrated agent now with solution. So you can find any product look like to be a solution. We found to be a solution, but you found to be a 5, 6 any. But the most important is applicability. Even if that could be 10, this is not applicability. No one uses. Applicability is most important now. Any application also. Applicability, many people try forward international. So easily estimate how international now. Selection now, proceeding now. So applicability.
And do you think what is the future trend in bioobservation networks? After vitrification, do you think are there any easier networks to use?
Any visualization most easy. Other like cassava, Stevenson, cassava must try encapsulation dehydration method. We presented newly developed encapsulation new procedure MED. All the visualization, internal visualization. She tried one pair. Anytime visualization 90 or 80%. Very not flexible, the value. Constantly, there is no time consuming, only about 30 minutes, but injection dehydrated, very difficult. It takes about 80 hours. Also fractured only the maximum, about 50 or 30 or sometimes 20%. So she chewed down now. She's a comparative research of the practice protocol now. She will submit one paper in international journal. Then she tried about 4 years. Conclusion is visualization based, very easy, no time consuming. In cassava. Here also, she has said encapsulation, visualization, very easy. Any applicability is most important. Any procedure you choose any procedure if you want it. But probably the applicability.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Oh, thank you very much.
We can discuss at the break. So thank you very much for your very informative presentation.
Thank you very much. If you succeed, I'll return again. If you succeed, I think now 3 years later you will succeed.